guests, esteemed judges, trust the process. Running is one of my deepest core passions that I have. Next to my family and my faith, I love to run. I want to talk to you guys about 3 things today. 3 things that have to do with running. One is making a decision to run a 50K or an ultra marathon, which is anything over 26.2, which normal human beings don't ever do. The second thing is overcoming injury, which comes right after you make a decision to run 26.2 miles and above. The third thing is trusting the process. Trusting the process in anything is hard, but with running, having a goal set to do a 50K, which is 31 to 32 miles, depending on the psychotic individual who's actually planning the race, you just never know how long they'll be. But I want to talk to you about those 3 things today, starting first with the decision to run a marathon. Who wants to run a marathon? Well, I did. It kind of started like this. I went out running one day. I had quit basketball because basketball was really hard on me. You know, running back and forth, getting pounded around by other guys. 40-year-olds love to act like they're 20. I got hurt over and over and over again. Finally, I said, enough. I'm going to start running. So I just ran 3 miles every day. I'd run 3 miles in the morning. One morning, though, I got a little too ambitious. On my turnaround at 1.5 miles, I went out to 3 miles. 3.5. I went, oh my gosh, I got to go home. I got to call my wife. She wasn't there. So I had to run back. And you know what? I felt better when I got back. I felt energized. I was ready to go. So I decided we're going to run a marathon. During the marathon, I got hurt. I got a pretty good time, actually, but I destroyed my body doing it. It was nothing like I thought it would be, the marathon. It was really fun until the very end. The last 2 miles, I limped in. Well, that started a process of injury. And overcoming injury, to me, has been one of the biggest obstacles of my life. To actually go and do what a doctor says to do or what a physical therapist says to do and trust that process to get better. Because I'll be honest with you, I have, unless it was a sniffle or a cold, that kind of thing, I've had those with modern medicine heal my hurts and pains. But when it comes to, and in running, this is what happens. First it starts in your butt. Then it goes down into your knee. And then the knee pain goes into shin pain. The shin pain goes into foot pain and the ankle pain and the neck pain and the everything pain. It's all pain. After a while, you're just like, where does it ever stop? So I went and saw specialists. They told me what to do. I had to trust the process in getting back from injury. You know what? It was like nothing I'd ever experienced before in my life. At first, very slow. In the meantime of getting back on my horse, to speak, back on my feet, I committed to do a 50K called Way Too Cool. Way too cool. I don't think anybody's way too cool. After all this running I've done, and that's coming up in a couple weeks. But I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. But I had to overcome injury. I had to go through the process. I had to trust the process. So the second thing is overcoming injury. But the third thing I want to talk to you about today is that critical step in trusting the process. Doing what they say to do, and then actually going through and doing it. Doing the exercises, the lifting, there's so many things I've done. Leg lifts. I look like an aerobics instructor at the gym. I'm always doing some kind of funky core exercise, all on all fours, and lifting my leg up, and doing all this stuff, trying to balance on one leg on the Bosu ball. Anybody know what a Bosu ball? It's from hell. It's this thing. You're just all across trying to. It strengthens muscles that need to be strengthened for you to be able to run 32 miles. Well, I got to tell you something. I learned something in the process. I learned something extremely important, and that is this. Your desire has everything to do with your dreams, but your planning always changes. And I had a mentality, I had a paradigm that said that if my plan failed, then I failed. But what I came to find out was every time I hurt something, every time something happened to my body, the plan changed. The recovery changed. The amount of work I put into it changed. Plans failed over and over and over and over again. And it was a constant process of replanning and planning to succeed and not having a fear of failure. So I can tell you that my paradigm was totally blown away with having to understand that the plan changes, but the desire never changes. The desire was to run a 50K, an ultra marathon, to be somebody who's crazy. And I am crazy, but I love it so much. It's one of my core passions. So, in review, I made a decision on a core passion, a desire of mine. I made a decision to run a very long race, 32 miles. And then I got injured, and so the plan changed. I had to keep changing the plan. And the third thing is, I had to trust the process. I had to trust what the people were saying. I had a tremendous group of people, a team around me that helped me. People that volunteered their time, people I asked for help. But I had to trust that process. And your paradigm, too, will change if you keep your eye on your desire. Thank you very much.